Well, guys, we are so freaking pumped because we are partnering again with Blue Blocks. I feel like by now you guys should know who they are. And all of you would benefit from this because I don't know about you, but my eyes have been glued to screens all day. And I sometimes have trouble falling asleep or I get headaches. So Blue Blocks is here to save the day.
If you guys don't know what blue blocks are blue light censoring glasses that protect your eyes from digital eye strain. Symptoms of digital eye strain are blurred vision, headaches, dry, watery eyes. For some, this even causes heightened anxiety, depression, or low energy. Blue Blocks was literally created to fix this problem for you guys. They're cute, they're functional. They have over 40 hip frames that come in prescription, non-prescription readers. So they have frames for absolutely every need. And guys, they're cute. I wear them all the time. If I don't get ready, I just throw them on. Yeah. It's become part of my beauty routine. Yeah. I'm like, I look good.
So if you guys would like to get a piece of this and get your energy back, sleep better, and block out the unhealthy effects of blue light with Blue Blocks, get free shipping worldwide and 15% off by going to blueblocks.com/advice or enter code ADVICE at checkout.
That's BlueBlocks, BLUBLOX.com/advice, ADVICE for 15% off, or just use the code ADVICE. You're welcome.
You know what's funny, Ash?
What?
So you know how this morning I was following you around like an actual puppy dog, just trying to talk to you about everything? Mm-hmm. And you were not having it.
I'm never having it in the morning.
Never. Never. No. But it's funny because I never stop trying.
No, I'm you've lived with me for over a year. We've been friends for over 6. And she still tries to have these conversations in the morning. And I never respond. And if I do, it's a one-word answer and my face has no emotion. But she still tries. And it's so funny because I'm going to just jump into Enneagram already. My mom is also a 2 and would do the same damn thing every morning. And I'd look at her and I'd be like, Mom, I love you, but I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I need a moment and I need an entire cup of coffee before I can start talking to you.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because now I feel like you're chipper and I'm so tired and trying to drink a Celsius real fast to wake up. But then we hit that magic moment.
Yeah.
Let me finish. We just stared at each other so intense.
Finish hearing.
We hit that magical moment in the day. And it's usually this one magic moment where both of our energy levels are the same. Mm-hmm. And then we thrive until one of us shifts back into a different mode.
But isn't that life?
It's life.
Isn't that all relationships?
Let's get deep.
I feel like we should be sipping on some wine and just discussing all the evil world problems and solving them together.
I mean, I feel like if anyone could, oh my gosh, I saw this. I think it was a meme or something. And it was this guy and he said, if I get murdered, all I want is for 2 girls to solve my murder in their bedroom, on a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was
2 girls with a podcast.
Because I was that's so true.
That's 100% us.
That's all of us think we just can solve all these problems.
All of the crime mystery podcasts that are doing well, they're always 2 girls.
I know.
There's multiple, and they're all 2 girls. So it's funny.
We're going to freaking take over the world. Maybe that's why all of us keep getting murdered, because the murderers know.
Yeah.
We'll find you. We'll end you.
Just got so weird and dark. I'm so sorry. Oh, in other news, if you didn't stay till the very end of our last episode, which by the way, you should.
Yeah.
Because that's when all the weird stuff starts pouring out of our mouths. We came to this realization that we are halfway through August. We are almost to September, which means we are very close to our October series again. Yeah. If you were around last year, we did an entire series for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I forget how many there was in October.
Yeah. Every week in October.
And all of October, basically, we focused on scary stories. So you guys would send us stories that you've been through that you wanted advice on or you just wanted to share. And it all had to be scary in celebration of Halloween, obviously. So we had so much fun with it. If you haven't heard any of those episodes, then I would highly recommend going and just binging them because they were so much fun for us. It genuinely, like, I looked at Taryn and I was like, wait, should we change like our topic of the podcast? Because we had so much fun with it.
It was so good.
It was a blast. So that being said, if you have scary stories that you would like to share on the episode in the event of October and Halloween, then please email them to us. You can start doing it now because we get really into it and we were we got really into it. So just be sure that the title says October series on it so we know which category to put it in.
Maybe like we would actually like get super famous if we put as much effort into our normal episode.
We created videos. We dressed up for each episode in a Halloween costume. Yep. We had so much fun and have really gone downhill since then. Oh my God.
Let's make a promo video for next week.
We should make a promo video. Fun. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to be gone this week, so I doubt we're actually going to do it. Maybe the next week. Maybe the next week.
Yeah, we should do it.
Yeah.
Well, we had something kind of cool happen today. So, our roomie / Ashley's sister, Alicia, texted us a link to a podcast and she was like, oh my God, in the beginning they mentioned UA. And so I got really scared because I was like, what do they say? Oh my God, I just totally forgot what the name was.
If you guys know Haley Pham, her podcast is Call Me Candid.
Call Me Candid. I was going to say call her daddy, but I was like, I know it's not that one.
That's another podcast.
But that wasn't one. And so I like went on and it was like so cool because they like genuinely were talking about how they loved like our podcast, like the whole idea of us just like giving advice, and it was just really cool to hear like just like an honest like opinion about it. So thanks for the shout out.
Freaking Haley Pham. I just want to take a moment. Mm-hmm. I'm obsessed with you. And I'm obsessed with your fiance. The whole proposal video got me. Like I saw you opened the bottle and I cried. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give it away because you guys should go obviously subscribe to her and watch the entire vlog. But the entire video, I was a wreck. And I told Alicia, I was like, you have to watch this. This is from a movie. Like this doesn't happen in real life. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Haley, I love you.
No, it was cool. They were saying they want to start, like every once in a while giving advice too. But I think it's not even advice. I think it's just this beautiful thing where we're having like real, honest human conversations. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, like we give advice, but mainly we just like open dialogue, and share things that I feel like we've just come to be told like we shouldn't share as like a person. Yeah. So I'm really excited. Like I just love the fact, like last week we just like went off and had this super like raw conversation about like bodies and whatever. But I love that that's like the whole point of this. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I think something that's crazy is social media today and just the world today has made it feel like you have to be open with your lives like in every way. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel like it's forced us to not talk about things that should be talked about. Yeah. Like we're showing all of these perfect things and life looks so amazing via, Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, because we're trying to open up our entire lives for these complete strangers, mm-hmm. but we're completely unable to speak about how we actually feel.
Well, yeah, like being raw and vulnerable is cool.
It's a very different thing.
But only the stuff that people is socially acceptable to talk about.
Yeah.
If I want to sit and be raw and vulnerable about like my emotions that come with my period, everyone's like, oh my God, don't talk about that. Like, that's not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so interesting because that's just our society's problem in general. Like, mm-hmm. we're like, share so we can learn from each other. But then you're like stoned in the street for certain things that you say. So it's it's a really messy thing. But I think that's why it's so important that this continues. Like just talking and just being honest, and like, there's nothing shameful about talking about your quote unquote flaws. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think one of the beautiful things about this podcast is the anonymity if you want it, but like just being heard and being able to express yourself, feeling validated for those feelings. And also like me and Taryn will tell you like if we think you messed up or not, but like not in a hurtful way, but just being like, here's what you gave us.
Yeah.
Here, let's sort through it. And then like there's a connection that comes from that I feel like is dope. And here I am just hyping up my own podcast.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't subscribed, tell a friend. Yeah. Anywho, I'm excited about this episode. I feel like we both, we just like Ash literally walked in and was like, you want to record early today? And I was like, sure. Like it's Monday. It's Monday.
This is when we used to, you know, pre-COVID record our episodes, and we would give Mark plenty of time to edit them.
Oh, I know Mark is going to be so happy with this
because as of late it's been like, hey, it's Friday, you know, and I'm like, hey, here's our episode.
Dude, we've sent like Saturday, Sunday morning.
We've been rough.
It's bad.
Everyone should.
And Mark is a champ.
I wish we could do we would never, because this is not appropriate, but like I wish we could do like a GoFundMe for Mark and be like, I know. Everyone send him $1, you know, like let's go send him $1.
Let's have it, or just a fund that we can like just shoot him like $5 to buy himself a coffee every day. And
hey,
be like
we
so
realized
sorry.
we sent this late. Here's a coffee on us. Why aren't we doing that?
Mark, don't listen.
Don't cover your ears,
Mark. Any hoozle. Do you want to? I think you have a tearing it up, and then I'll go.
I do have a tearing it up.
All right, girl, hit us with it.
Give me a second. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay.
Yes,
I have the tearing it up for you. This one made me laugh out loud because the way that this person writes, it's a girl, the way she writes is very animated. Okay. And she goes into great like detail about like what she's thinking. And it was so funny to me. The whole experience is hilarious, but like the way she wrote it made it 10 times better. Sold it. Yeah. Because I felt like I was watching I felt like I was reading a Pixar movie. Like a script to a Pixar movie is what it felt like. And you'll get it as I keep going. But yes, here we go. It's called Tearing It Up. Little voice in my ... throat ? What?
Interesting.
I know.
Vocal cords.
And I also love that she put at the very beginning, not anonymous.
Thank you. Because
it does make it a lot clearer.
We are not committed enough to read through and specify in the beginning. Yeah. Every time, dude.
Every single time. Okay, here we go. Not anonymous. My name is Gabriella, smiley face.
Hey, girl.
She puts, get ready. Get ready, Taryn.
What? I'm ready.
Hi, Taryn. Before my story, I'd like to express how much I love you and admire you.
Oh my God.
You make my Mondays fun and distract me for a while. She puts, oh, you too, Ashley.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with you.
No, just kidding, is what she says. I love you both so much, especially because you guys are so creative and all caps goals. I love you so much. But let's begin with my story. This happened about 15 minutes ago. You guys have been doing this where you've been like sending in stories like in the like,
oh my God,
right when it
so
happened,
great.
And it's so fun.
But that's like perfect because you always forget like the little details when you don't. Also, can I just say, I always like chuckle to myself when they like gas us up in the beginning, especially when they're like, you guys are goals, or like, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Because all the time when we're recording now, like I am not goals right now. Like I'm just gonna be. Where you were going with I'm just gonna be real honest. Like I have not showered. I have not brushed my teeth.
But this is quarantine.
Well,
it's the most relatable thing.
But I also am just sitting like a man, like chugging a Celsius, like trying not to breathe heavy in the microphone. So it's just like always funny because I'm like, thanks. But then I have this moment of self-reflection, and I'm like, oh.
Oh shoot! This is why we haven't been uploading YouTube videos. Well, it's too convenient to not.
It's too bad.
It's so nice.
It's so great.
Okay, continuing. It was a regular Monday. I was actually listening to your guys' new episode while eating guava, which I love. Once I was done, I started to clean up my desk. I was using a very thin napkin, so it got kind of sticky. I saw a little ... soft string moving around the napkin slowly. At first, I thought it was one of the pink things that come out from the guava, but it wasn't quite pink. It was actually a faded yellow color.
Oh, dear God.
After a while, I realized it was a little worm.
Ew.
Oh, hi there, little buddy, came out of my mouth as I stood there, my face blank, not knowing what to do, when I could have easily grabbed it with the napkin and thrown it away. I felt kind of stupid talking to a worm when my anxiety interrupted. The spiral of thoughts was something like, are there more worms loose? What if I ate one? What if I ate multiple? What if there's a gang of worms in my stomach right now? What if I get some sort of disease? What if my family gets my disease? But immediately I looked in the reflection of my computer and said, what the hell, Gabriella? It's a freaking worm. Chill out. I can't. She's so funny.
This is, I feel like I'm watching like a movie.
Yeah, like it's playing out in front of me. It's so good. I laughed it off nervously. I paused the episode, and as I grabbed the small friend with my napkin and walked to the kitchen, I started reflecting back on my anxiety thoughts from before, thinking, this quarantine is making you crazy.
As she's still talking to herself.
Yeah. I proceeded to throw out the worm and the napkin, already forgetting about the whole thing. I'm sorry, it got me. And then I felt something in my throat. Like an Adam's apple bobbing up and down.
Stop.
But definitely something much smaller that I couldn't swallow. You know when you eat chocolate, that in your mouth, it kind of turns into that like thick saliva that feels weird to swallow? That's what it felt like.
Ew.
I started massaging my throat, remembering the worm, and nervously trying to shrug it off when I heard a little scream sound that seemed to be coming from my throat. I swear I heard it. I'm positive it was my anxiety shaping the sound into a quote, let me out, release me.
Oh my gosh.
And similar cries for help. But I ran to the mirror and stuck out my tongue as far as I could and saw a little worm.
No, she didn't.
And she's...
No, she didn't.
I can't. Saw a little worm, and she swears her anxiety said that she could hear it say, let me out.
Ew.
And she couldn't decide what to do. I'm sorry. I'm like on the verge of tears. I attacked the creature with water, and it eventually rolled off my tongue and disappeared from my life. Right now I'm cracking up while writing this. I hope you girls are too. Thanks for reading. XO from Columbia, Gabriella.
That is disgusting.
I cannot. I'm
that
not
needs
gonna
to be
lie.
like a cartoon short.
I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have thrown up. I would have freaked out so hard. Yeah.
I would have probably just passed out because the thought of like.
Well, the thing is, like, no one wants to know this, but I'm sure we eat little worms and little insects and fruit regularly. I'm sure that happens.
Yeah.
Like the whole TikTok thing with the strawberries and the white worms that come out of it. Like
disgusting.
We 100% eat it. But the second you realize that you ate it, that's when it mentally
it messes with you.
Mentally, all of a sudden you feel sick. But like normal, it wouldn't affect you at all.
But I feel like that happens from like childhood. I remember I was afraid to eat watermelon because it had seeds, and I was convinced that a tree would grow in my stomach and kill me.
Did you ever watch the Little Rugrats?
Oh, Rugrats? Yeah, I used to watch that. Yeah.
Rugrats had an episode where Chucky ate the watermelon seeds and a whole like watermelon grew in his stomach.
Oh dear God, no, I don't remember that.
It stuck with me.
Oh yeah,
for honestly most of my life. Yeah. Even to this day, if I see specifically a black seed, I'm like, oh, freaking Chucky.
Yeah,
it gets in my head.
Oh dear
it's
God,
so funny. But anyways,
I cannot imagine opening my mouth from a tickling feeling to see a worm.
Yeah.
No,
obviously it was little, but in my head with the picture that she was painting, it was a giant worm with a head and a mouth screaming help.
Help me.
It was so good. I remember there was one time me and Alicia at our first apartment in Orange County. I had just come back from a workout and I was exhausted. I was so tired. And you know, when you're like past the point of exhaustion that you literally chug water. Like you chug and you can't get satisfied. Like you're still thirsty. So you keep drinking. I had this giant blue plastic bottle that I would carry with me everywhere, even during school. And I set it down because I'd been drinking it all morning. I set it down on the table and I'm talking with Alicia and I happened to look at the bottom and there was a spider inside of the bottle, and it was a big black spider. And it was big, and I took a picture and I screamed, and I've never, like, I don't have a phobia. I actually think Alicia might have a spider phobia.
Oh, she 1,000%.
Yeah, whereas like I don't, but like the fact that I almost drank it made me gag.
You can't mentally get over it.
Yeah, I was like, it's been in there all morning, and I was at the gym with it, like drinking it, you know, like how many times did it almost go into my mouth?
Oh my God.
I had a panic attack, and I actually almost threw up, but I gagged a lot. But anyways, long story short, it's pointless. I'm just saying, mentally, it messes with you. So.
No, I mean, mentally, if we can't even handle that we almost ate a bug, I can't imagine that.
Seeing
not only did you almost eat a bug, it stuck to your throat, and then you had to swallow it, so now it's in your stomach.
That's why I love the title, The Little Voice in My Throat.
Now I get it.
So gross,
that was good.
Right? Thank you, Gabriella. If you guys, I didn't even explain, but if you guys don't know what a Tearing It Up is, it's awkward, embarrassing, funny stories that you go through. So if you have those, please send them.
That I gladly tied my name to.
Yeah, the world needs to hear them for sure.
We should enter Taryn into Urban Dictionary with the definition of like,
whoa,
when you something.
Taryn.
I don't know. Yeah.
Taryn, as I like to call her.
Or the other day, the Starbucks barista so lovingly called me Tan. Just T-A-N.
Tan.
I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
That means they were like,
Karen,
hey, what's your
honestly.
name? And you were like, Taryn. There's definitely an R in there.
Taryn. Well, and I always like say it like Taryn. Like I try to like say it clearly.
Taryn.
Because I always get Karen or Aaron, but Tan.
I think he's lazy.
Probably. He doesn't care.
No.
He's like, I don't care who you
Not
are.
today.
So obviously we have talked about this issue plenty of times, but we need to be careful and protect our eyes, Ash.
Our little eyeballs. They work so hard.
Eyeballs. They work so hard. And honestly, they've been in overtime because I don't know about you, but if I'm not watching Netflix, I'm doing work on my computer, or I'm playing like one of my weird games I'm addicted to on my phone.
She has a lot of them.
I'm telling you, like, I'll have such a bad headache by the time I go to bed because my eyes are just like done.
Oh, I think we all know the feeling where you're laying there and you're too tired to get up, so you're still watching TV, but you want to get up because your eyes
like
hurt.
squinting.
They're like throbbing.
Do you ever like close one eye at a time, like you're like giving them breaks?
Well, yeah, I've even done eye exercises. Because I remember my optometrist once said like it's really good for your eye to like look at something and focus on it far away, and then focus on something closer, and then another thing far away, and then focus on something closer.
Yeah,
and it's like an eye workout.
Eyes. But you know what, Ash?
What?
There's a way that you can protect them.
Oh, I know. Tell them, Taryn.
We are so excited to be partnering again with Blue Blocks.
Blue Blocks. Blue Block. Blue Blocks. Guys, you already know about the blue light damages that can hurt your eyes. Blue Blocks was created to fix this problem and block out blue light with high quality lenses. The founders were basically very unhappy with the quality and lack of science behind leading blue light glasses, and decided to make their own.
Yep.
How cool is that?
No, I love it.
I wish I could think of something that needs help and just be like, oh, I'm gonna make
Me
my
too.
own. That's so clever.
Sure. Yep.
Blue Blocks was created to change this with high quality lenses for daytime, nighttime, and for color therapy, which I want to try the color therapy thing.
Yeah, because I remember they have like yellow lenses that help with anxiety. I know.
That's what I've heard. They have over 40 hip frames. Taryn and I have the Maverick ones. They're really cute. They're metal framed. And I just feel very studious and put together when I wear it. So if I'm ever like feeling in disarray, I'll just slide those babies on and I'm just like, there we go.
Instantly hip.
And also the best part is Blue Box is giving back by working in partnership with Restoring Vision in their Buy One, Gift One campaign. For each pair of Blue Box glasses purchased, they donate a pair of reading glasses to someone in need. And I love that.
Yeah. So if you guys would like to get your energy back, sleep better, and block out the unhealthy effects of blue light with Blue Blocks, get free shipping worldwide and 15% off by going to blueblocks.com/advice or enter code ADVICE at checkout.
Again, guys, that's BlueBlocks, BLUBLOX.com/advice, ADVICE for 15% off, or just use the code ADVICE. Bye.
Bye. Oh, freaking K. I'm going to go ahead and get into mine. This is a great conversation starter.
Love this.
And I feel like it kind of, Ash, like will bring out our like crime junkie side.
Stop it.
You know, just of like, we will give you our knowledge that we've gathered from our incessant need to hear about crimes that scare us and make us paranoid
and not sleep at night.
Yeah, but we do it anyways.
Me the other night.
No, literally, I successfully slid into this dancer's DM that I'm obsessed with, and we were talking about podcasts, and I was like, "Oh, I'm obsessed with true crime," and he's like, "Yeah, but isn't that like intense to always be hearing that?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." Everyone is a serial killer in my mind, but I love it.
I literally was talking to someone the other day and we were talking about sleep, and I was like, oh, I'd have no problem falling asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night because of nightmares.
Oh yeah.
And then the more we were talking, they were like, wait, no wonder you have nightmares, because I'm constantly watching and listening to all of this true crime stuff. And I was like, yeah, I had a moment where I like Ashley Flowers' other podcast, Supernatural. I got really into that for a while, and I officially like, I don't think I can listen to that anymore.
That's a different like brand of stuff too.
But here's the thing. Some of them are great. Like, where did this ship disappear to? No one knows. It either got sunken or it's like haunted or something like that. You know, love that kind of stuff. And every once in a while it gets a little too demonic, or
I can't handle that stuff.
You know, like paranormal.
Yeah.
And that's when I can't, I gotta draw the line.
Gotta bow out.
I had to talk to myself the other day, and I was like, Ashley, you need sleep. You need sleep. And it happened on Saturday, which I think I told you guys in the last episode, I've been waking up every day at 6 and working out at 6:30. So when you wake up at 2, knowing that you have to wake up early, I was pissed because I was like,
you can't fall back asleep because you feel so pressured to.
Yeah, because not only am I now scared, I literally had to turn on my bathroom light and play worship music to get myself to go back to sleep. But then I was also pissed because I had to wake up soon. And I knew I was going to be tired.
Yeah,
so
I feel that.
I had to draw the line. Ashley Flowers, girl. I love you, but I don't think I can listen to that podcast anymore. I'll be a crime junkie fanatic for life, but not Supernatural. I got to draw the line for myself.
For my sanity. Okay, so this one is called My Friends and I Could Have Gotten Kidnapped. Sorry.
Wait.
Off to a great start. Her friends and her could have been kidnapped.
Her friends and her.
Yeah. Hi, Ashley and Taryn. I would prefer you to keep my name anonymous.
Okay.
But for the sake of this email, you can call me M.
Hey, M.
Hey, M. I just wanted to say that I love you guys and your podcast. I'm currently listening from the beginning, and I'm almost caught up.
Girl, I love proud of you. That's a lot of episodes.
I know.
Good job.
We are seasoned.
Duh. Like salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Maybe even garlic salt.
Ooh, garlic salt?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I would say garlic salt is superior to just salt and pepper. So,
and once you get a taste of us, we stick around. You know? Yep. Okay.
Someone please make an edit of garlic salt with mine and Taryn's faces on it, or salt and pepper with mine and Taryn's faces on it.
Bad breath, and we're just like flying out of their mouth. Okay.
I can't wait to see this. Okay,
I can't
continue.
I live in a small town in the Midwest, and every year we have our annual Fall Fest.
Oof. Isn't that when bad things happen?
Yes, always. Oh, always. Starting on Friday, the actual rides and things open up. The next morning, we have a parade, and then the rest of the day is also filled with rides, good food, and lots of fun. Last year, I was an 8th grader, and my friends and I were getting ready to go on a ride called The Freak Out. Already just sounds like a bad idea.
It's a terrible name.
This was the scariest ride, and we were all so nervous. The ride lasted about 5 minutes, so we had to wait in line for a while. Me and my friends were next up in line, and we were talking to the super nice yet super sketchy ticket guy. He told us that we could go over to his girlfriend, who was sitting on a bench alone wearing all black, and buy some super cheap tickets, which, by the way, is illegal. We didn't really think anything of it, so after we got off the ride, we walked over to her. She told us she would sell us about 50 tickets for $5. We automatically, which by the way, I feel like when the deal is too good, that's a red flag.
That's always a red flag.
Yeah, because they're really going for the like, I'd be stupid to say no.
Literally, if that happens to you, the house has termites. The car has a, I don't know car stuff, but like the car has a problem. The transmission is broken. Or like there's something wrong. You know,
about to get murdered.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
We automatically said yes because we didn't know that it was illegal. I'm assuming she made like the whole like reselling.
Right. Yeah. Can't do that.
She then told us we needed to follow her to get the tickets. My friends were like, okay, and started following her. But I pulled them back and asked what they were doing. Mm-hmm. What they didn't realize was that this random girl we didn't even know could have easily kidnapped us. And my friends weren't even thinking about that. I really just wanted to share this story with you to spread awareness that there are people like us. Now looking back, me and my friends realized how uneducated we were on this subject. Any advice on how to educate younger kids about how dangerous people can be? Thank you so much for taking the time to read my story. Sincerely, M.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's totally just a conversation starter.
Love that.
And I love the fact that like, I think people are a lot more aware. And I feel like especially like recently because I'm just like stuck in the house and just watching like loads of videos. But there have been so many going around lately that are educating, especially, I mean, honestly, anyone, but especially young girls about tactics that have been used for human trafficking, tactics that have been used for like, you know, kidnapping, all those things. Because I think, you know, people make fun of me, I'm sure you too, all the time about how paranoid I am. But I'm like, yeah, but no one's going to catch me off guard. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. If someone does get me, like they got me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important I love that she was like, you know, my friends didn't even think that this was a possibility. And she was like, how do us young girls, like we need to educate ourselves. And I think it's true. Like there has to be a factor of no one really is who you think they are. Everyone has like things they're hiding, and it's okay to question someone because if their intentions are pure or if they aren't hiding anything, that will show out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely think, you know, I'm glad that her spidey senses started coming out when it was like, okay, well, if he's sending us to you, then you should have the tickets. Like, why do we have to follow you away from everyone to the back for this like super cool like deal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, I want to just hear your thoughts too.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So many things. First of all, it sucks that this has to be this way.
Yeah.
But as a woman, you literally have no choice. You have to think this way, especially with a group of girls. You might feel like you're safe. No, you're still a group of girls. And that unfortunately puts you in a vulnerable position. So from one woman to another, all we have to do is start thinking offensively. Like you need to just assume not the worst in people. And I think this is something that I struggled with too, because I do want to assume the best in everyone until they prove me wrong. But the truth is, with strangers specifically, I'm not talking about friends, you know, like if you meet a friend's friend or whatever, it's okay to assume that they're a great person, you know, but when you're out and about dealing with stuff like this, with complete and utter strangers, you're not a terrible person for assuming that they're not trustworthy.
No,
because they have done nothing to prove that they are.
You don't have worrying about being rude or hurting someone's feelings. Nope. In the end is a sacrifice that you should be willing to take. Yeah. Not that you have to go around and be like, stop looking at me, like to everyone. Yeah. But I think when you get that gut feeling, when you start to be unsure of your surroundings, it's okay to like, for me, I always throw out like a question, or I try to clarify. Like if I was in that situation, I would have said, I don't think, like, how about we'll stay right here and you can come back and meet us with the tickets. Yeah. And and that would have been my way of like trying to feel it out. If she would have been like, no, you have to follow me to my car, then I would have been like, sorry, like not interested. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That was going to lead me to the other red flag. Anytime you are getting drawn away from the public, that's a huge red flag. He has plans.
Yeah.
He's going to kidnap you. He might try to attack you. Who knows what it is, but something's about to happen. And you might feel safer with a woman, but that doesn't mean you should trust the woman.
No, I mean, how many stories we hear?
Epstein.
Yeah. Where, I mean, people are like, criminals are smart now. Like, even you hear about like people where, the people that they like recruit to like take stuff over borders or whatever, you know, they're using these like people you would never guess, and like with kids in the car or whatever. Like, I mean, a successful criminal, it's not going to be this guy with a patch on his eye with a cane who's like little girl, come to my car, I have candy. You know what I mean? Like, people are smart and they know how to lure people in. And like, even I don't know, did we talk about this yet? There was like a video going around where they were saying they've like traced one of the tactics that this like human traffickers can sometimes use is putting a piece of paper on your windshield. And then when you go to the front of your car to look at it, they would like come up and grab from the side.
It was a Instagram that was going viral.
Yeah.
That people were sharing everywhere.
There was a video that was going around of this girl. A guy came to talk to her at her car, and especially now that everyone has freaking masks on, you just need to be alert. But he came to talk to her at her car in broad daylight with all these people around at a shopping, like a grocery store. And while he was talking to her, a guy got in her back seat, and then she got in the car, and then all of a sudden the guy like walks away for a second. Then he comes and gets in the driver's seat and drives away with the girl still in the car. So it's like the second I unlock my door at a grocery store, I lock it right away. Like you have to be, like Ashley said, on the defense and just assuming something sinister is going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad, but it's true.
No, it's true. I remember my very first job. I happened to be blessed to have like really dope bosses. And my first boss, his name was Ralph, and he would always walk us out to our cars. And I remember when I first started, again, this was my very first job, like straight out of high school. I would close the shop, obviously, and walk to my car at night. And he was like, you walk to your car. As you're walking to your car, squat down a little bit, look under the car. As you're walking to the front seat, glance in the back window, make sure no one's sitting in the back seat. He was like, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know, like, you're a young girl walking to your car at night. You should be thinking this way.
Your head should be on a swivel.
Yes.
Like, you're constantly just checking.
You should be thinking that way. Yep. He was like, if you feel safer having your keys in between your knuckles, do it. Like, literally just think that way so that if something happens, you're kind of ready, not ready, but like, at least you have a warning, you know?
Well, and I think there's a difference from being prepared and being paranoid. Like for me, when I'm walking to my car, when I like, maybe I see someone who looks sketchy ahead, I'm not freaking out. Like, oh my God, they're going to attack me. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm scared. But really quickly, like, I'll just do a glance of like, what do I have in my hand that I could use? Yeah. So I'll be like, oh, this bag has something heavy. Like, I would hit someone with this bag. And then I move on with my day.
I'm always like, what would I do? Hydro flask.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That
seriously.
Will knock someone out.
Knock someone out.
Cold. Low key. Like, that's like the best weapon on the planet.
Yep. Or, you know, like I've talked about on here, like I took Krav Maga and then Thai kickboxing for a while. Cause for me, I was like, I just feel confident knowing that like I would at least like know a few tactics to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're not saying you have to have like a black belt, but like the confidence to be able to put up a fight.
Yes.
That's what you need.
Totally.
He's not going to just take me. He's going to be bitten. He is going to be clawed and scratched at. I will kick him everywhere.
By the time he gets me, I'm going to be like, you know what? Honestly, bro, you deserve this. Like you fought so hard. Like I give up, you know?
It's terrible.
I know. I'm just kidding. No, but I think as especially young girls, like you just have to be aware of everything and trust no one. Like, and I think also like, like just like take a second thought. Like the fact that you were like, I don't like that she's taking us somewhere and I'm going to pull my friends back. That's another thing. I feel like as young girls, you also have that pressure of not wanting to look dumb. So like, you know, like if your friends are like, it's fine, let's just go. I can see a lot of young girls being like, okay, because my friends are going, I don't want to look stupid. Yeah. Like your ego, your reputation, being rude, all of that needs to be put on side, and you need to be confident enough to be like, I don't feel comfortable about this, so I'm not going to put myself in a situation, you know?
Yeah. So
that would be my advice.
Yeah. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Like Ashley Flower says, just be rude. I'd rather you be rude than hurt.
Yes.
You know? So it's so much better to just not care about how you're coming off, because if you're concerned, you're probably concerned for a reason. I'm not saying something terrible is going to happen, but like they might not be a good person. So why even bother wasting your time with them?
And like Ashley said, anything that pulls you away from a crowd, it's a no.
Nope.
It's a hard no.
That's freaking sharks do that. Like this is
freaking sharks do it.
Animal instinct. Like that's what they do. They're going to draw you away from your herd. You can't do that. Nope. So it's just, you got to think that way.
You say, I like how you said sharks and then it was herd.
I know. I was thinking like
from water to land. That's what we're saying. Water to land.
Panthers, all the lions. You know, like this is how they work.
They're coming for you.
I watch National Geographic. I know this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoutout. Thank you for writing in. And honestly, girl, I'm so glad you're safe and that you listen to your gut, because you never know what could have happened.
Yeah. And ladies, we need to talk about this stuff more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies, we need to talk about this stuff more. Yep. Okay. I'm done. Are you done?
I mean, honestly, I could talk about this stuff forever, but let's be done. You can go. Hey guys, we just wanted to take a second to just say thank you for being a part of our little Unsolicited Advice family.
We love you guys so much, and it would mean so much to us if you would rate, review, subscribe, and share our podcast. Spread the word, spread the love.
Yes.
Give advice to everyone. Advice for you, advice for your mom, advice for your friends. Change the world. Help us get the word out there. And yeah, that would mean so much to us. And back to the show. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into my story. This one is titled, My Dad's Addiction Doesn't Just Affect Him.
Ooh.
And this one's a little more deeper, but I think there's a lot to unpack here. So I'm excited to hear your opinion. Here we go. Hi, Taryn and Ashley.
Hi.
Not alphabetical.
I know.
People are they're so supportive, Taryn.
I know.
Taryn gets her feelings hurt because it was always Ashley and Taryn. And then she brought it out. She told us, and now people have been switching it, and we'll always do like a side, like a little eye contact, because I'm like, hey, look, they put you first.
I'm all happy. I'm just honestly a toddler that just wants love and affection always.
And I was born with an A name, and my name is always in the front, and I like it that way because I'm used to it.
Because I'm a natural born leader.
I'm an A. Okay, I'm done. All right, we're getting into it.
Okay.
I just wanted to start by saying I love the podcast, and it feels like I'm talking to my best friends. I have been debating on writing about this for a while, and I feel like I'm finally ready, which I love that.
No, I love that too.
My name is Kylie, and yes, you can say my name. I'm 16 and my sister is 21, but she goes to college in a different state, so she's gone all the time. My mom and dad aren't really two peas in a pod. You can definitely tell that they have to work extra hard to keep the relationship together. I always knew my dad liked to drink and have a good time, but I didn't realize the extent of the problem until I had to. In the beginning of quarantine, my sister came home from college because her school closed, but both of my parents still went to work because they're considered essential workers. I'm not sure if quarantine made my dad drink more or if being stuck at home made me realize the drinking problem. It could have been both. Me and my sister feel the same way, and we've had talks about it, so we decided to tell our mom how we feel. She told us that she had been trying to hide his addiction from us for years now.
Oh, wow.
My mom told my dad how me and my sister were feeling, and he got really mad and started yelling at my mom. He was drunk, of course. The conversation ended with my dad coming upstairs to me and my sister with his bag packed and yelling, "Good luck, bitches," in quotes.
Wow.
He slammed my bedroom door. We both immediately broke into tears, and for the next few days, things were really rough. I knew it was only the alcohol talking because he would never say something like that if he hadn't been drinking. He came back a couple of days later and he was staying at our grandpa's house. When he got back, we had a super awkward family talk on the couch. I hate those.
Oh my gosh.
There were many tears, and he said that he would try to get better, but he never admitted to having a problem. And my mom said that she would try to stop arguing with him. I'm not going to lie. I'm very proud of myself for telling my dad this. I told him, just because you're mad at something or someone doesn't mean it's okay for you to take it out on me and my sister and call us names. Since then, things have been okay-ish, but not the same. My sister's now back at school, and now it's just me and my parents for the past 3 weeks. His addiction spiked up again, and I can hear my parents arguing in the garage that's right underneath my bedroom. They try to hide it, but I can hear everything. I've called my sister crying multiple times, but it's just not the same with her being gone. I just got my license, so I have been spending a lot of time at my friend's house who knows the whole situation and is always there for me, but he doesn't understand what I'm going through exactly. I feel like I keep downplaying the situation in my head because I don't want to sound like a teenage girl with, quote, daddy issues. And I know that a lot of other kids have it a lot worse than I do, but I also have feelings, and I know that my feelings are valid. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the long email, and hopefully it made sense. Any advice on what to do now would be greatly appreciated. Love, Kylie.
Dang.
I know, that breaks my heart. I feel like any problems that were there before quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
Literally were magnified times 1,000. And that's why I know so many people that are breaking up, and I know so many people that were on the verge of breaking up. But then I also know like some people that like got engaged and are having babies now because like it's bringing out a lot of emotions is what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it sounds like your father's had a problem for a while. So it does make sense to me that quarantine just brought it to light because
you can't
everyone's
hide.
There. Yeah. There's nowhere for you to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it breaks my heart again, that your family's going through this. I love that you and your sister are in that together.
Yeah.
But again, it breaks my heart that you guys aren't together right now. 'Cause that just makes like the future a little foggy and you don't know how to deal with it now that you're not together.
Yeah.
I want to like just start the whole thing off by saying how proud I am of you for being brave enough to talk to your mom and explain that like that he does have a problem and that you are worried. I think it sounded like it had been dismissed and kind of brushed under the rug for a while. But I'm sure having your daughter call you out on your problem, like that's something I know he needed to hear.
Oh yeah.
You know, hopefully that's something that'll like spark him into like stepping up and getting better. But, it sounds like he was in a kind of safe place where he didn't need to change anything.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he didn't want to either. So hopefully that you bringing your feelings to light and letting him know that you know what's going on. Hopefully this will like spark him into getting his shit together because that's essentially what needs to be done.
Yeah.
What I would do and the best advice I can give you right now, since we're all still stuck at home and things are weird. I don't know exactly where you live, but I'm currently still in quarantine here in LA. So this does make it a lot harder, but I would start building a team of solid, loving, kind, and wise people in your life. That I would literally make a list. Like I would sit down and I would write people that I trust, who I feel are like family, who I feel comfortable around, who I feel like safe to be able to vent to and call whenever I need to. And I would start just surrounding myself with those people, so that when things happen, you have someone to go to, you have someone to call, you have someone to vent to. And I think the more healthier people you get around you, the easier it's going to be to see like when your parents are doing something right or wrong.
Yeah.
And you, like, I think just having someone and people to go through life together is just such an amazing thing. And I think in situations like this, like that's what's really going to get you through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally does. I mean, that's what I think humans are just like, we crave connection, and especially in times of difficulty, like just having people to talk to and lean on is so important. And I'm so glad you have that friend that you can like escape to. I mean, honestly, the first thing I want to say is that like, do not diminish what you're feeling. And I feel like you caught yourself in the end, but you started saying the whole, which we all are guilty of. And we talk about this so much on this podcast. You know, the whole, like, I know people have it worse. Like, I know it could be a lot worse. Like, No, like, babe, that what you're going through is something that is like so heartbreaking and so hard. And I cannot imagine, like, as a daughter having a dad who, you know, I'm supposed to look to for, you know, security and to feel safe, and to have that person involved in activities that make me feel unsafe. The fact that he called you that name, I mean, I can't imagine the recovery from that, you know? So give yourself space and time, and don't look outside of your own situation. Like, all of us can look outside of us and find someone who has it worse, but we have to acknowledge where we're at and the pain and suffering like we're feeling currently, you know?
Yeah.
So validate, you are validated, your feelings are valid. I would definitely, like Ash said, like, find a support. I think any time that you need to address something with your parents, I think it's crucial that you do it when the mood is high and hopefully your dad's sober. So
I think stereotypically that's mornings.
yeah,
I remember reading that somewhere. It depends on the person.
Mornings, but also if they're like super hungover and upset, like that's not, I would feel it out.
You would know best.
Yeah. But maybe like ask to go to lunch, maybe even in a public place. I mean, obviously right now it's hard, but, you know, if you were maybe like you're addressing the fact that like you still hear them fighting, to just be like, hey guys, like, I know, you know, we're still all going through this. I know things are still difficult, but I just want you to know, like, hearing you guys fighting in the garage constantly, like, is really starting to affect me. And I know you guys are going through things. I know there are conversations you guys have to have, but I just wanted to let you know that it's been hard for me.
Yeah.
And hopefully that would spark them to be like, oh crap, she hears us. Like, maybe we go fight in the car or like whatever, you know, but I think the importance is to address things. Cause from what I know about like alcoholics, like you can't expect to have a productive conversation when they're deep in it. Like you just can't.
It's not them.
Yeah. And when they're yelling stuff at you, like, I'm glad
capable.
you can, I think she referenced like it's his addiction talking, like it's not him, you know?
Which again, you're only 16. You're such a baby.
I know.
Like that's incredible that you're able to separate your dad from his disease right now.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really brave and wise for you to be able to do that at such a young age. So
no, totally. And I mean, I think we even mentioned this like not too long ago, but there's so many, there's like Al-Anon, like, you know, there's like classes you can go to. There's, I'm sure, resources online that you can like, maybe you talk to your mom too and you'd be like, hey mom, like I would love if we read this book together. Like, or you know what I mean? Like there's things that you can do to kind of build up your own skill set of knowing like, how do I navigate this? And also things that you could just like gently push your dad's way and be like, hey, like, I love you. Like, that's so important to communicate. Like, I love you. And yeah, this is hard for me, but also like, I'm just worried about you.
Yeah.
So like, here's this resource I found, or here's a book I found, or here's a podcast I heard of, just to kind of like communicate to him, like, you don't want it just to always be this way. Like you want change to happen. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just it's just such a hard topic and time. So I would continue to keep separating yourself as much as you need to. And
maybe even explain to your mom. You don't necessarily have to tell him, but I would just be like, hey, I can't be around. If I was in this position, I feel like I would tell my mom that I need space. Like I can't be around him right now. Can I go stay at a friend's house for the week or the weekend or just the night, you know? And kind of maybe come up with like a code word. Me and Taryn talk about that with your mom, where you're just like, hey, watermelon, I'll see you tomorrow, you know?
Where like you don't have to address with him, but if you just text your mom, say like obviously like a pre-agreed upon like arrangement, but if you are hearing them fighting, you let her know like, I'm packing clothes, like I'm gonna sneak out and drive to my friend's house, like I'll text you when I get there safe, like something like that. But yeah, find a system that works for you, protect yourself. But like, like that's so rough.
Yeah, on an already very tough year.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm and so just sorry. when you see into like your parents aren't perfect.
Yeah.
It's just a hard thing when you start to realize like I do have to take care of myself to an extent and like create my own boundaries if needed. Like that's hard. So, yeah, I definitely think, educate yourself as much as possible on the disease of alcoholism, because there's a lot that's helpful to know, but also create your own boundaries.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. You have every right to draw a line and tell him, maybe, I mean, this is something you would have to figure out where your line is. But like, if it's not seeing him for a while, draw the line. If it's like, hey, you only are allowed to talk to me when you're sober, draw that line, and don't feel guilty for doing that. Don't feel sad for him. It's heartbreaking, but like these are the steps that he has to deal with, because these are the repercussions of alcoholism.
Yeah.
He can't not deal with that, because he's bringing it on to his family himself. This is him bringing it into the family. So if he's drunk and trying to talk to you, like, draw that line. Yeah. Have that conversation. If you can, have that conversation with him when he's sober, so he fully understands, so that if and when it does happen, you're just like, hey, I told you, don't talk to me, and close the door, like something like that.
It's and I mean, what's hard, I know, like, I grew up with a couple friends that had alcoholic dads, and what's hard is, you try to separate, but they're hyped up and they're angry, so then they're pounding on the door. So it's just, it really is, like Ash said, like, you have to just find your own specific way that works for you, that you're safe. I would definitely talk to your mom before too, and kind of lean on her during this, but yeah, oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Yeah, it breaks my heart.
Maybe journal, like, start to journal, like, how it makes you feel. And if there's a time that's appropriate that you can just say, like, hey, Dad, like, here, like, this is, like, what's been going on within me. Like, this is how it's all been making me feel. Like, I feel like, obviously, like, if I was a parent and I read how, like, traumatic this was for my kid, that I was putting this on them, I feel like that would spark change. But again, it's just such an individualized situation. So you've got to, like, really just, find techniques that people have used, but also just know that it's not going to be the same for everyone. Yeah. So you have to kind of find what works for you and your family. Yeah, but
you really do. I'm so sorry, babe. That sucks. Ugh. Family drama is the absolute worst. So I'm so sorry that you're going through that on top of the suckiest year.
Literally, this year can just suck my big fat toe.
Big fat toe.
I'm just done.
We quit.
Literally, it's like every other day something will happen, and me and Ash and Alicia and TK will just sit and talk and just be like, 2020, man.
I'm literally, and then I saw that Death Valley hit, like, the overall heat record of 130. Yeah, no. It's the highest record they've had in, like, a century, or I forget how long.
Jesus is gonna come soon, and at this point, I'm just like, take me home,
Lord, take me now. I'm over it. But again. Thank you so much for being vulnerable with us and sharing your story. I know you're not the only one going through that right now. So many people I know are dealing with a lot of parental issues, family issues, that this year just really brought to the surface. Yeah. It was nice and buried and no one really dealt with it until 2020. And now it's just got dug up, it got watered, and now it's blooming. And we're just like, oh, holy crap, where did that come from? I don't know where the plant analogy came from, but it just, like, happened.
You know what? It was beautiful.
I think it's because I'm, like, surrounded by my plants right now. I'm just, like, looking at my palm and my other one. I don't know which one this is. So I digress from the plant thing. Thank you guys so much for today's episode. I feel like we should wrap it up with a dad joke, because that one was kind of heavy.
Got you.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you, everyone, for sending that in and sharing and trusting us, because we appreciate it and we don't take it lightly, for sure.
Not at all.
Okay, Ash, what did the left eye say to the right eye?
I see you.
I see you. I see you. Between you and me, something smells.
That's good. Get it? Nose.
I thought you were saying no. I don't get it. Nose goes.
It's cute. It's clever. Again, a friendly reminder, October series is around the corner. So send in your October series stories. All the spooky ones, the scarier, the better. And yeah, me and Taryn just won't sleep all of October.
It's fine. We survived last year.
I think it was our last episode. I remember having actual chills, and I could not handle.
Remember, we were like, guys, October series is done. Please stop sending these, because we were like, there were so many I'd start reading thinking it was just like a whatever story, and then I'd be like, Ashley.
Yeah, I was like, this is terrifying.
Scary.
Oh my God. So
Anywhoozle, we love you guys so much. Subscribe to all our socials.
I have an Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. Taryn has an Instagram.
I do.
Taryn has a YouTube channel.
I do.
So follow us both there. Also, the podcast has an Instagram as well. So follow all the things.
All the things.
We love you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.